Hello, my name is Robert Lyon. I've been a successful entrepreneur for over 10 years. I've built multiple six-figure businesses and sold and opted out. And this is Evergreen Tactics. This is my newest business that I'm starting. And I'm super excited because it's just all about helping entrepreneurs and people like you make money online, do better business, and build incredible businesses for the long run. That's what the Evergreen Tactics is. What I want to do is be able to teach you how to build a business that makes you money for the rest of your life, that you don't have to ruin your health, you don't have to stress about what you're doing, and you don't have to constantly be working yourself to death unless you want to. And it's just a really beautiful way to think about life. And I'm excited to teach you the art of starting businesses that are actually beneficial to the world and that aren't hurting you and are simply making your life better, because you'll be able to spend more time with your family. You'll be able to spend more time on things that you truly love, and you'll be able to be happier and just better people all around for the world, because you'll be doing what you love and you'll be enjoying the process of what you do, and you'll just be having a good time. All right, so my name is Robert Lyon. I was born in Boulder, Colorado at a very young age. That's a joke. But I didn't have a great upbringing. Grew up poor, parents divorced. I was always special ed. Nobody really fucking thought much of me. And then as soon as I turned 13, I turned into a real piece of shit. And I mean, I was selling drugs, getting in fights, had a real bad habit of people talking back, and I'd punch them in the lip. And I was just an angry kid, and I got in a lot of trouble with the law, got court ordered, and got sent away for a while until I turned 18. When I turned 18, I got out and I joined the military. When I was in the Army, I was a forward observer, king of the battlefield, 13 Fox Trot, and we did artillery. And I really loved the military, but I didn't have a very good time when I finally was deployed to Afghanistan. Before I was in Afghanistan, though, I was stationed in Baumholder, Germany. Spent 2 years in Europe, probably some of the most fun and most drinking I did in my entire life. And then I went to Afghanistan. Unlike most war heroes, I don't like talking about my time in Afghanistan because I didn't have a good time. I had a lot of friends die, and it was a very scary and just messed up part of my life. I would never regret any of my military experience, but war is hell, and anybody who's been through it knows what I'm talking about. So after I got out of the military, I had PTSD, I was an alcoholic, and I didn't have any skills to feed my family. I had a wife and a daughter at the time, and I didn't have any skills other than shooting stuff and blowing stuff up. And I had a real hard time adapting back to civilian life. I just couldn't do regular 9-to-5 jobs anymore. And I really needed to make a lot of money. I was so broke, and I refused to go to the VA, and I just had a lot of problems. And then as I grew up, I finally got a job in the oil field, and I made a lot of money. I was making stupid amounts of money, but I was working, 20 days on, 10 days off in North Dakota, like negative 45-degree weather. And somehow, when I was making more money, I was just getting in more debt because I was irresponsible. And then when I was in the oil field, I was working so much, I got a divorce, so I lost my family. And then my boss was working too hard, and he wound up taking some painkillers, and they weren't giving us enough time off, and he died. And after that, I got out of the oil field, and I said, I'm never working for somebody again. I'll work with anybody, but I'm not going to work for other people's dreams anymore. I'm not going to spend my life energy making money for somebody else who, if I died, wouldn't give a shit and just replace me within the next, 24 hours. And it really hit hard that I had to figure this out. So I just devoted my life to entrepreneurship. And it was probably one of the best decisions I've ever made. I started doing anything I possibly could. I started a t-shirt business in my basement. I started a metal scrapping business with my friends where we'd have people going out to different areas and collecting scrap metal and taking it to this place and cashing it in. I started working on a farm, had my own little grow thing going on. Love, green herbs and things like that. And then I started building into this wood furniture business that I started, and this chainsaw carving skills. And that's really what took my income to the next level, because what I was looking for was a job that I could really take myself through school, because I never did well in school. But I had gotten to the point in my life where enough was enough, and I had to turn my life around, and I had to make a decision to truly become the best that I possibly could, because I knew there was greatness inside of me. I just knew that I was doing everything wrong. I just didn't know how to fix it back then. But what I had figured out is, if I start reading books and I have a problem, I can find a solution to any problem that I have through these books. So I really wanted to find a job where I could just read as many books as I possibly could. And I found chainsaw carving as, it's not very relatable, but that's what I do. And I figured out how first to make, $1,000 a month, $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month. And I'm able to work while learning and reading books. And then while I was creating this wood carving business, I started making furniture. And then I started to learn how to sell things online. And I started to make websites. And then I started to learn SEO because I wanted to get organic traffic, because I didn't have the money to run paid ads. And then what happened is I got so good at SEO and so good at selling things online that I couldn't carve enough product to sell. I mean, I was selling so many pieces of art and so many pieces of furniture that I just couldn't keep up with demand. And it was just me, and I was trying to teach other people, but it was a different type of business, and I wasn't quite there to where I scaled it. So what I did is I just raised my prices super high, and so everything kind of slowed down, and it worked out. And I started making a lot of money. Still too busy, still had a business that didn't scale. So, but I got so good at marketing and SEO, and people started to recognize how good I was at digital marketing and creating content and, emails and everything else, that I started to help other local businesses get on Google, with Google GMB, SEO, and start generating leads, actually. And I did this for quite a few people, and they'd be making tons of freaking money, and I wasn't charging enough. And I'd get kind of disgruntled and unmotivated, because I would do all this work, and then they wouldn't see it for like a month or two, and then boom, their business is bigger than they've ever been, and they would think it's just like word of mouth, but it was all sweat on my back and like hard work that I was doing on the side, because I was still learning, but I was doing everything right. So this turned into pay-per-lead agency. And at the pay-per-lead agency, I kind of flipped marketing on its head, because I was sick of cold calling people, and I was tired of blasting emails and I didn't want to be like everybody else doing the social media thing. So at pay-per-lead agency, I would create a lead generation asset, which is a business, and I would rank it on Google, and then the leads would call my online business, but it would get sent to a real business. And I got to the point where I was making hundreds of these a month, and I was making tons of money in the roofing and flooring and any kind of home service business and chiropractors and things like that. And I got a little burned out on that too, but I learned how to build a business fast and how to make it super successful and how to beat all the competition in that niche. And it's just super powerful. So what I'm doing now is I want to help entrepreneurs build their business for themselves, though, because in the pay-per-lead model, I was building these business assets that were all mine, and then businesses would be getting the leads from it. But I want to flip it on its head, and I want to actually help more people instead of just helping. I basically have them all sent out to call centers now, and they just send me checks every month, and it's awesome, and I can teach you how to do that. But I want to help real people build their businesses from the ground up with my entrepreneur coaching, with my entrepreneur skills. Okay, so if I had one superpower, it is to be able to take an idea and turn it into a profitable business that is booming and is generating ROI and can pay you for the rest of your life. I mean, who doesn't want that? This is great stuff that I'm going to be teaching you. And this has just kind of been my path as an entrepreneur. And I think I've evolved now to where I can really help a lot of people. So all you got to do is go to my website, Evergreen Tactics. I want to be your entrepreneur coach. I'm not going to break your bank too much. I'm just going to deliver incredible value and also be there for you for when times get tough. Because as an entrepreneur, we tend to juggle so many balls and we don't really know where to focus. We always have our head facing down when we could really free our businesses to keep our head up and think big and start to grow into, 7-figure businesses, 9-figure businesses, and to really make an impact on the world. Okay? So if you're an entrepreneur and you want to learn some of the skills that I have, whether it's marketing, how to be an entrepreneur, how to focus, then please take a listen to my podcast, watch my YouTube videos, and reach out to me on my website, Evergreen Tactics. I'm just a real person, and I really just want to help people. There's nothing else. I don't have to be a crazy salesperson. If you want my help, please reach out and let's have a conversation. All right, thank you. I think that's today's video, and I look forward to talking to you next time.